Hello everyone, and I just wanted to show my victory against the Foreigner invasion. So it looks like we beat, well, not the Foreigner invasion, but that castle. Oh wow, 164 glory in total, so I just got a lot of rewards. Let's take a look at the battle report, and this is an example of how you would kill a foreign lord. So here we go. As you can see, I won on the flank, and I also won in the courtyard, taking actually very few casualties in the courtyard, only slightly more than on the flank, even though there were a ton of enemies in the courtyard, and I got a decent amount of glory. In fact, I think this is good enough to share with my alliance. Here we go, I did that. Now, let's take a look at the report and what I did. So to start off, you can see that there were 50% melee, 50% ranged defenders on the walls. This is actually a great thing for foreigners because it means they're actually relatively easy to beat. So as you can see, I took out 80 troops on my first wave and lost it. And these are the tools I used. I used matlets because since they had so many ranged, it would be worth it taking them out, even if the melee did still have no protection. As you can see, I nearly beat them on the second wave, and I took them out completely on the sword. They just barely got my tools, which is slightly annoying. I ended up not needing my tools on the last wave, so I could have actually put a couple more glory banners in here. So what commander did I use for this? Well, I'm glad you did not ask, and I'll tell you even though you didn't ask. This was the commander I used. It's a version of the Shapeshifter commander I showcased in one of my other videos, overpowered 120% courtyard combat strength, speed level 70 custom commander, or something like that. Probably not as long of a name. Anyway, it has 85% combat strength for ranged, but no melee. That's why my attack consisted of completely ranged soldiers. And the gems, again, in my video, they're the same gems, the Earth runes. And I have a temporary look item from the Reaper's Grass event. And the Phoenix Knight hero, which gives 25% courtyard and 20% flank. So we have a total of 150% courtyard on this thing and 35 flank space, which is just awesome. Now, if you look at some of the tools I used full Banners of Foreign Invader flags, and almost full hero, and I ran out, so I just used some hero banners. You could use better glory tools. For example, where is it? You could use Horsetail standards, which are slightly better, but you do have to buy them from the Nomad Invasion, whereas you get the banners for free. And I didn't feel a 3K Foreign Invader deserved full Nomad banners, so I just used that. And I got a pretty decent amount of glory. In fact, before this, I was at, I believe it was the Undaunted, so I jumped up 2 ranks in glory titles, and about 15 or 20k might points. In fact, that's another reason why you should participate in the foreign invasion, because it actually inflates your might points. So if you're looking to get into a better alliance, getting glory is a great way. Glory titles is a great way to increase your might. The rewards for the invasion aren't particularly great. I mean, they're nice, but they're not going to recoup your losses from it. As you can see, there's not that many, and I mean, how is anyone supposed to get 7,500,000 glory points? That just blows my mind, how people do that. And that's about it for doing the foreign invasion, or at least for that battle. Some general tips include, you're gonna be sending multiple attacks out at once, unlike what I was doing. Don't copy me. It's a bad idea. I was lazy and only sent out 1 attack. you're gonna want to send out multiple attacks with your PvP commanders, because remember, foreign invaders count as PvP targets, not PvE targets. So, like, a good commander to send out would be a Forester, if you have it. Or I guess it would be a Dryad Warrior, is its actual name. You want to look for commanders that have PvP bonuses, or bonuses when attacking enemy castle lords. Now, what you don't want to use is something like, say, this. An NPC commander, which just has bonuses versus NPCs. You do not want to use that, because they won't apply to the foreigners. Just so you guys know, the foreign invasion and the Bloodcrow invasion is the exact same thing, only with slightly different rewards and textures. So the same strategy applies to both events. For smaller foreign invaders, you're actually not going to want to take the flank, in my opinion, because what it does is, if you take the flank, it costs you tools and troops for a small courtyard bonus of 30%. Well, not small, but you know what I mean. If you already have a commander with a decent courtyard bonus, like mine, right here, 150% combat strength against enemy courtyards, it's actually better if you don't attack the flank and just fight everyone in the courtyard, because you'll take less casualties and use way fewer tools. No tools if you're not using glory banners, but that would be a stupid idea, because you always want to be using glory banners against any decent target whatsoever in this event. What else? What else? Oh yeah. If you see a foreign invader like this, I mean, best strategy just to send like 10, 20 units in the first wave, or, on those, if they don't have a lot of units in the courtyard, this is what you want to do. If they have a lot of units in the courtyard, you're still going to want to send a full attack, but if it's like this, where they only have maybe 200 actual units in the courtyard, militia don't count, then what you're going to want to do is send nothing in the first wave, and in the second wave, you're just going to want to send 10 or so units, or not 10 or so units, but like units with only 10 or so tools, like garbage tools or no tools, to take out these defenders, because you don't want to waste like your quality tools on taking out 3 defenders. That would just be silly. And you're obviously going to want to send full tools against this flank that they are actually guarding. And for some other tips and advice on this, you're going to want to look at your seasonal. If you're level 70s, then you'll have the same glory thresholds as me. If you're not, you're going to have slightly different ones. But you're going to want to take a look at how many glory points you need to get a certain amount of season points. And you're going to want to try to get past that. So, like, if you see that you need, say, 10,000 to get 6 points, you should try to get at least 10,000 glory points on every major foreigner hit. Of course, you can't do that all the time, but if you're going in it for the seasonal points mainly, then maybe if you already know you're going to get 10,000 glory points, you don't need to add flags. I mean, if you're going in it for the glory, of course, then you're obviously going to want to add flags when you have more troops in there, which would give you more glory anyway. So this wouldn't work if you're going in it for the glory, but if you're going in it mainly for the season points to get the great new commander, of course, this is not a great commander, but I digress. But if you're in it mainly for the seasonal points, then I'd actually put more glory tools onto weaker foreigners. But you really should be in it for the glory points mainly, because you should be getting the seasonal set regardless. And I just recommend trying to maximize glory for this event, because that's your main rewards that you'll be getting. Unless you're, like, crazy and can actually get 7,500,000 glory and can actually get the commander set. But this video has dragged on way too long. That's my guide for the Foreign and Bloodcrow invasion.